Dungeon Derby is 5 pounds of pure awesome. Let's open up the box and jump into exactly how you play this game. We've zoomed out a little bit so you can see where to put the purse cards and the encounter tokens. The first thing we got to do jumping in, if you look at the phases on the betting cards, is deal each player 3 treasure cards. Now in a 6-player game, we're going to deal 3 treasure cards. In a 4-player game, you deal 4 treasure cards each player, and in a 3-player game, you deal 5 treasure cards to each player. So we'll make sure that each player has their stack of 3 cards since we're playing with 6 this round. And we'll give everybody a chance to look at their treasure cards while we move to the next step, which is the lineup phase. We're going to flip over the purse card, and at the top of the purse card, it's going to show us the order that the champions are going to be racing in. Now, this might not be as important for the first race, but as encounters are added to the board, it's going to become more and more important that we switch up the order. The next thing that's on the purse card that I'm doing right now is the purse money and prizes for first, second, and third place. It's going to give us the amounts for first, second, and third, and we're just going to put those on the treasure chest at the bottom left side of the board. Now we move into the next phase, which is the armor/encounter phase. This is where people can play armor cards. Armor cards are denoted by a yellow background, yellow-orange background, and a little armor symbol, and they also say armor on them. So it's a lot to really help you understand that those are armor cards. We're going to play those face down, and we're not going to reveal those yet. You're the only one that knows what your armor card was played. You can just see that there might be more. Now, these are about half good and half bad, so there's really no way to tell. Also, during this phase, we're going to play encounter cards. This all happens in real time, so players are discarding their encounter cards, playing their armor cards face down, and filling the board with traps and encounters and treasure. You can only play 2 of each encounter in each lane. So in some of the traps have 4 encounters, so you'd only be able to put 2 in any given lane. Now we're going to allow some time for each of the characters to put their champion trap token on the board and pick which side they want. Do they want to steal treasure from whoever lands there or steal money from whoever lands there? That kind of depends on them. Now the difference between a character champion encounter token and a regular encounter token is when an encounter is triggered, they come off the board. But the next round, the champion encounter tokens get put back on the board by whoever's champion the encounter belongs to. Now that the board is set, we're going to close down that phase and we're going to move to the betting phase. I'm going to put 200 on Marion Lamb and 50 on my own guy. We'll see how we do. I'm going to hide all my other ones so nobody knows what I've bet on. I've put down 2 really good armor cards on Marion Lamb, and he kind of has an open lane. Only positive cards. And I'm going to get my spell cards ready because we're about to jump into the race. We'll lock down the betting phase. No more bets can change. And we will reveal the armor cards in play. On Captain Tiberius, we have the utility belt. That'll give him a +1. On the Pied Piper, we have a crab trap, so that'll give him -2 to die rolls. That's not good. Now on Marion Lamb, I did a pretty sweet combo. I got Spicy Potion and +2, and I have Harpy Wings, which will give him a 1 dice head start. So before any other racer goes, we'll start moving down the board. We got Hired Paw on Worm and the Twins. That'll let him reroll any 1s that he has. I love that art. It's kind of blurry. And we have the Bag of Weights on Rock and Roller. This will mean that he will not leave the gate no matter what, so any bets on him are negated. Now, if you play a spell card that swaps his lane, could be pretty good for you. He could end up coming back. Now, on the last guy, we have Centipede Boots. That'll give her a +3 to movement. So the Dungeon Master token's in my hand this turn. So first thing we got to do is roll the 1 dice head start. 2, not that bad. And here we go. So we'll start by moving Worm 4. Captain Tiberius will move 5, 6, plus his 1. Now on that 1 dice head start, it says that do this before adding any dice modifiers. So that's why I didn't add the dice modifier to that. Now Rock and Roller's got a 5, but he's not going to move because he's stuck in the gate. Worm and the Twins have another 5. So that'll put them very close to the finish line. Within 4. And you know what? I have a spell. So I'm going to play Shadow Portal. That will let me move any character to the same line as another character. So I'm going to throw him right up there with Worm and the twins. And I'm going to play my other spell, which is Fizzled Wand, which lets me move up to 3 characters back 3 spaces. I'm going to choose to move only 2 back 3 spaces, and I'm going to trigger that trap, removing it from the board and putting Worm back at the first spot. I also got to steal a treasure from Captain Tiberius because he landed on my trap, and I'll remove that from the board as well. We'll keep moving. Captain Tiberius with a 2 plus 3 gets him right up to the halfway point. Worm goes another 4. For some reason, these 3 are just moving down the board, and he is still stuck. Captain Tiberius with another 5. It is anybody's game. 1 roll for Marion Lamb, and Marion Lamb pick it up with a 4. So, what happens now? I won. So what we do, the first thing we got to do is we give up first, second, and third place. So I'll grab the first place prize. I'll give it to the character representing Marion Lamb. We're going to grab second place and give it to the player representing Tiberius. And third prize goes to Worm and the twins. That is the first step in the payout phase. The second step is we get everybody's losses. Whoever's playing the bookie for the game is going to collect any bet that did not win first place. Only bets on first place win. So I had 200 on Marion Lamb. So for this race, it's 5-1 odds. You can check on the purse card for the odds of that race. So I'm going to make a good 1,000 G's. Not 1,000 G's, sorry. 1,000 coins. Take off all losses, only bets on first place payout. So after payout phase, we're going to remove the treasure cards from the board. We're going to leave all the encounters there. We're going to re-deal everybody's hand up to 3 or whatever the max is. If you're playing with 3, we're going to deal back up to 5. Once everybody has their cards in their hand, we're going to move the Dungeon Master token to the next player. And we are going to move on to the lineup purse phase. We flip over the next purse card. Now you can see that the lineup really affects it because the encounter tokens stay on the board. So where you might stack one lane because that's where you are, it could switch next lane and really just be detrimental to your character, your champion, and his health or her health. Next, we're going to figure out the purse payouts for first, second, and third. And we start over. We go back to the next phase, armor and encounter phase. Players play armor, fill the dungeon with treasures and traps, bet, race, cast spells, and get paid. Dungeon Derby is super simple. One time through, one round, everybody at the table should have a very good understanding of how to play, and the game should really fly after that. Well, thanks for watching. That is Dungeon Derby's how to play video, and watch for us on Kickstarter. Thanks, everybody. Bye.